Congressman King, thank you very much for joining us from Iowa this morning. It gets us back to the roundtable and the immigration debate. Anna, what does this say to you about the prospects of real reform coming out of the House?
Well, first of all, I think Congressman King should go get himself some therapy for his melon fixation. I think there might be medication for that. I think he's a mediocre congressman who's got no legislative record, and the only time he makes national press is when he comes out and says something offensive about the undocumented or Hispanics. And frankly, I think he's being helpful to the immigration debate, because it is emboldening other Republicans to speak out strongly against him. People like John Boehner, like Eric Cantor, like Paul Ryan. We're not going to stand anymore for the Republican Party being defined by somebody like Steve King. There are other voices who are the adults in the room and who are working hard towards a reform, and I think it's going to happen. I'm more optimistic than most.
Before I let him go, he just heard that. Congressman King, do you want to respond to that in terms of what actually is going to get accomplished?
Well, I would say this. First of all, I spoke only of drug smugglers, and if Anna understands the language, she should know that. I didn't insult her, I didn't insult other Republicans, and I didn't violate the 11th commandment that Reagan gave to us. And so we should look at this from the big picture. There are people in America who are dying today because of our immigration policy and our open border. They're part of this debate, too. Where's your compassion for the families who have lost their children, lost their family members that are buried today because we didn't enforce immigration law? Do you understand that 80 to 90% of the illegal drugs consumed in America come from or through Mexico? Terrorists infiltrate through that border. We need to secure the border first, restore the rule of law, then we can have this discussion that you want to get to.
All right, Congressman.
Let's not be insulting people in the process.
Oh, you're going to talk to me about insulting people,
All right, Governor Richardson, let me get your comment on this.
Well, I think what the congressman is advocating is basically shameful. But at the same time, there is a problem in the House of Representatives. And the problem is that the House will not take up the Senate bill the way it is. What needs to happen is a procedural fix, followed by, right now in the August recess, evangelical groups, law enforcement group, business groups are focusing on Republicans that are the key. What I would do if I were the president is I'd ask Vice President Biden to lead an effort to make some procedural deals. Have part of the House bill, not just border security, but some kind of naturalization, be part of a package that goes to the Senate, make the deal in conference. That's the way to go.
David, the larger point here, if immigration doesn't get passed this fall, if it is put off, you're talking about a first year for the president devoid of this major legacy item that he campaigned on both times, especially this past.
And you're talking about the breakdown of our political institutions. This is a problem that the country wants to see addressed, and to see our institutions fail is just would be tragic. I must say, to speak frankly, watching Congressman King, you understand why the Republicans have a problem. That rhetoric may speak well to parts of the Republican Party base, but it doesn't speak to the country, especially not to a country that's changing the way ours is. And
but David, it's unfair. It really is unfair to paint the Republican Party broadly with what Steve King says. He's not.
You spoke eloquently in criticizing him, and I'm really endorsing what you said.
This is a man who couldn't even get elected senator in Iowa. That's why he's not running there. This is a man whose district has been polled and supports immigration reform in the majority. So, you know, he is. But this is his call to fame. That's his game.